Namaste. Welcome to your practice today. We are going to need, if you have it, a strap or a belt, something that you can use to help access, bringing your arms up behind us, releasing, stretching that way. So you want to get yourself set up by wrapping your strap through the buckle, leaving a little bit of a loop. Okay. Same with the belts, just leave enough to get your foot through the loop. So have that at the ready, if available, maybe a block or a rolled up blanket as well. And then just meet me in a comfortable seat in the center of the mat. We'll take a few moments to breathe and settle into the moment, settle into our bodies. Take a little inventory of the mind, mental, emotional states in this moment today. And just acknowledging you don't need to change or follow the little triggers within you down any path. Just allow the breath to relax you into being right here. Breathe deeply and slowly in and out through the nose. Begin to relax the shoulders and soften the jaw. Even though we're sitting up straight, we're still finding a little bit of relaxation. With each exhale, quiet the mind a little more. Although we won't ever really be devoid of thoughts completely, you don't have to follow them. Allow your awareness to come back to the sensation of breath entering and exiting the lungs, the body. Allow yourself a few more moments of mindfulness here. On your next exhale, press out as much air as you can. Taking a deep inhale. And open mouth exhale. As you blink open the eyes. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take your time. One little movement at a time. Pressing your chest towards your thighs, lifting up through the tailbone. Making sure your head and your neck are relaxed. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Continuing that slow, deep breathing pattern. And then look between your hands and tiptoe towards the top of the mat, finding a forward fold. Inhale, roll up to stand, taking your time, unwinding the spine, relaxing the shoulders, and lifting the chin and the gaze. Inhale, slow motion, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, roll the shoulders down the back as you find your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, planting your hands, lowering down to your knees, taking a few rounds of cat and cow. Curling the spine, tucking the chin on the exhale. And inhaling, releasing the belly towards the earth as you draw your tailbone and the top of the head back behind you. I'm going to take one more round of a cat and a cow. And then finding a neutral spine, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Lift that right knee up and just begin to make some small circles with the knee as if you're drawing circles on a wall. One direction. And then gently stop and switch directions, now erasing those circles. And slowly releasing that right knee back to the earth. We'll do the same thing other side. Gently lift that left knee. Create some circles, one direction. Opening the hip. And gently pausing to switch the direction of your circles. Now erasing them. And then gently placing that knee back on the earth. And begin to walk the hands forward for puppy pose, releasing the heart towards the mat. Maybe using the blocks or a blanket if you need to lift the earth a little bit closer to you. Keep your hips over your knees. Your forehead can come down to the mat or your chin. Focus the breath on the back of the heart space. Allowing the front of the chest to expand and open. On your next exhale, let it out through open mouth. Begin to walk the hands in to sit back up. Bring your right foot between your hands. Reach the arms up for a lunge. Hugging everything inward, pull that right hip back, left hip forward. So we're squaring our hips towards the top of the mat. And then bring the palms together at the top and bring the palms back behind you like prayer, but they're facing downwards. So it'll look a little bit like this. Just bringing the thumbs to the back of the head, the back of the neck. Inhale to release, arms back up. Exhale, plant them down. Tuck the back toe, lifting up to a high lunge. Reach the arms up. Again, squaring the hips towards the top of the mat. And then tick-tock that right hand back behind you, twisting in towards the right side. Reaching the right arm back, left arm forward. And then drop that right hand, maybe reaching back to your left thigh. Left arm up overhead. Breathe here. Opening the side body. One more inhale. Exhale, cartwheel our hands to frame the front foot. Step that right foot back, finding plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes. Inhale to cobra, lifting the heart, light in the hands. Gaze at the top of your mat. Full breath in. And exhale out as you release your forehead down to the mat. Press yourself back up to tabletop. We'll take the other side. Bring the left foot between the hands, finding that lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Breathing here. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Bring the palms together at the top and then bending at the elbows. Bring the hands back behind the head so the thumbs rest against the base of the spine where the neck meets the head. Breathing here. A little firmness in the low belly to help with the balance. On an inhale, release the hands back up. And lower them down, tucking the back toe, lifting up for that high lunge. Now reaching up. Scissoring the legs together. Exhale, release that left arm back, right hand forward, forming a T as you gaze towards the left side of the mat. Reaching the left fingertips back, right fingertips forward, and then exhale, drop that left hand. Maybe you can reach your right thigh, Right arm comes up overhead. Breathe into that right side body. Continue to try to deepen your breath. And maybe a little bit more restricted in this posture. Just work with yourself. Breathe. Focus. One more inhale. Exhale, gently cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lift up to your tabletop. And then shift the hips over the heels for child's pose. Reach the arms forward, hands forward, forehead to the mat. Breathe. Take 3 rounds of deep, slow breath here. Coming back to the moment. Noticing any sensations flowing through the body. And then inhale, rolling the spine back up to your tabletop. Tuck the toes and lift up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right heel up and back. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point and flex. And then bending at the knee, stack the hips as you open the right knee up. Maybe lowering your left foot. Looking underneath your right armpit. One more inhale here. Exhale back to your 3-legged dog with the right leg extended. One more inhale, make it long, and then exhale, knee to nose, hug it in as you shift the weight forward. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, hug it in, finding cat pose, tucking the chin, lifting that knee up towards the chest. Inhale, back to extend. Exhale, knee to nose, plant that right foot between the hands. Bring the left heel back down, warrior 2. Reach the arms up and open. Breathing here. Press the hips open. Broaden through the collarbone. Reach forward, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Turning the hips down towards the mat. And step back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Slow down your exhales if you can. Release the head and the neck. And on your next inhale, sweep the left heel up and back. Press the chest back towards your leg. Point the toes, flex the foot. Point, flex, and bend the knee. Drawing that left heel towards the left glute. Opening the hips, so lifting that left knee. Maybe you gaze underneath your left armpit. Maybe your right heel meets the earth. Exhale back to your 3-legged dog. Left foot and leg is still lifted. Inhale, reach those toes up and back. Exhale, hug it in, knee to nose. Shift the weight forward. Inhale to extend. Exhale, hug it in. Shifting the weight over the hands. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, hug it in and plant that left foot between the hands. Spin the back heel down and lift up to your warrior 2. Gaze over the front fingertips. Breathe. Even though we're pressing downward, we're finding a little lift from the earth. Active through the inner legs. Good. One more breath in here. Reach forward, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Stay for the inhale. And then let your exhale cartwheel your hands to frame the front foot. Lift the back heel and square the hips towards the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths again here. Maybe open mouth exhale if that feels good. And then look between your hands. Tiptoe towards the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair, sweep the arms back. Drop the hips, lift the heart. Sending the hips back here, light in the toes. Maybe you come up a little bit out of your chair. Slight tuck of the belly, firm in the legs, as if you're squeezing a block between your thighs. Good. One more inhale, one more exhale. And then inhale to stand, reach it up. Little back bend here, pressing the heart up, the hips forward. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to mountain. Take about 5 rounds of breath here. Going back to that quiet meditative space where we began. Paying attention to the rhythm of the breath. Tuning into the subtle pound of the heartbeat. Relaxing the jaw. Giving yourself permission to relax the mind away from the past or the future. And just coming back to the sensation of the feet on the floor. Lengthening up through the legs, firm through the thighs. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Relax the shoulders. Soften the palms and the fingertips. And inhaling, blinking open the eyes. Reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, rolling the spine up with you. Reach the arms up. Bring the palms together at the top. Exhale them down through heart center. Good. Release the hands. Find your strap. I'm going to play around a little bit with a modified dancer pose as we prepare to make our way to our peak posture today, which is King Pigeon Pose. So we're going to start out kind of like our simple mountain pose, grounding down through the feet as we were. And then moving to our tree posture, shifting the weight to, start with the right, so shift the weight to the right foot, and beginning to lift that left knee. Any kind of one-legged mountain, like tree. And what we're going to do here, and if you need to stand against the wall and help yourself out with your balance, we're going to be working more on opening the front body and reaching back than balance. So support yourself if you need. Hand on the hip can be helpful as well. So we're going to take that strap just around the foot. You might need to redo how you have your belt or your strap. And then coming back to keeping the knee bent and hugging it in towards your thigh. Lengthen the strap as you reach up overhead. And maybe you take both hands. Begin to walk your hands down the strap as you lift your foot, bending at the knee, pressing the back of the foot into that loop in the strap. And you don't need to go too far here. Again, using that wall, maybe a chair, whatever you have next to you for support. Focus on squeezing the legs together, pressing down through the feet, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Take 3 more breaths here. Think lift and opening. And then gently let the strap slide through your hands to release. Remove it from your foot. Find your mountain pose. And spend just a breath or two here. Closing the eyes, breathing deeply. When you're ready, we'll go to the other side. Shifting the weight to the left foot. Again, holding onto a wall or something if you need. Begin to lift up that right knee. Coming up to your one-legged mountain, tree pose. And just gently place that strap around the right foot. Bring the arm back behind you. Begin to walk your hand down the strap. So you lift your foot. You can press your foot into the strap, finding a little bit more of a back bend. Focus on keeping the tailbone pointing downward and the sternum lifting up. Press down through that left foot like you're growing roots. Breathe and hold for 3 rounds of breath once you find relative stillness in the posture. Hug the ribs in. When you're ready to release, gently slide the strap through the hands as you release your foot to the earth. And gently set that strap aside and come back to your mountain pose. Breathe in deeply to the openness in the heart space. Full breath out through open mouth. Open the eyes if you close them. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, heel toe your feet apart, finding Yogi Squat. Drop the hips, bring the elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together at heart center. Important to keep the spine somewhat straight here, so if you need to lift up out of your squat or prop your feet up, shift the weight back onto the heels, open through the heart. Breathe. Maybe a gentle sway would feel good here. Lower the gaze to your fingertips to the floor in front of you. And then plant the hands, lift the hips. And heel toe the feet wide off the mat, finding a wide-legged forward fold. You can also step one foot to the back of the mat so you're lengthwise like I am on the mat if you prefer. Taking a wide-legged forward fold, shift the weight back and forward. Back onto the heels, forward onto the balls of the feet. And then shifting back to the balls of the feet, keep the weight there in the front. Lift up through the tailbone as you lower your chest between your legs. The heel is still on the mat, but the weight is in the ball of feet. Breathe here. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe you find a little release between the spaces of the vertebrae. Walk the hands to the heels, grabbing to your ankles. 2 more deep breaths here. Bring your hands back down to the center. Look up halfway and meet me back at the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. Lower the knee. And bring the arms up. And it's time for our low lunge. We're going to drop the hips. Still pull that right hip back though. So maybe you walk your right foot forward as you drop your hips down. Bring the hands back behind you, clasp your fingertips, drawing the hands down the spine, lifting through the heart. Exhale, release. Plant your hands down. Shift the weight back, finding half splits. Just a couple breaths here. Squaring the hips again, keeping the heart open. On your exhale, walk the fingertips forward, lowering that right foot to the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot for lizard pose. And here you can keep your back knee down or you can lift, your preference. But we're going to take some cat and cow breath with our lizard pose. So on an inhale, opening that right knee so you can pull your heart through and look up. Inhale. Your exhale, hug that right knee in towards the right shoulder. Tuck the chin, curl the spine. That's your exhale, kind of like cat pose. So inhaling, finding cow, opening through. Exhaling to cat. Take a few more rounds of this cat and cow breath in your lizard posture. One more round of each. And heel toe your foot between your hands. Lift up off that back leg. Step forward to forward fold. Inhale to chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and step the right foot to the back of the mat. Lower the right knee, finding that low lunge, the Anjaneyasana. Maybe walking that left hip forward, left toes forward so you can drop your hips. Reach the arms up. Sinking down, but still scissoring the legs together. Exhale, the hands behind you, clasping your fingertips at your low back. Drawing your fists down the spine, lifting the heart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale them up. Exhale, bringing them hand down, shifting the hips back. Half splits. Breathing into the back of that left leg. Remember to keep a little lift in the heart. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. And on your next exhale, planting that left foot, walking the hands forward, bringing both hands to the inside of the left leg, finding our lizard posture with the cat and cow breath. Inhaling, opening, maybe that left knee splays open a little bit. Exhaling, hugging the knee into the arm, tugging the chin, curling the spine. Continue with your own breath rhythm. Letting your body and your breath guide how deep or not you go into the breath, into that left hip. And take one more round of each. And bring your foot between your hands. Lift up off the back knee. Step forward to forward fold. Inhale to chair. Exhale to stand. Reach up and back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to plank. Hold here for 2 rounds of breath. Spin the biceps forward, find a little lift. And then on your second exhale, either lower through knees, chest, chin, or all the way down, chaturanga. Keep the elbows hugged in. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Let the head hang heavy. And then lower the knees to the earth. Shift the hips back. Take a breath in child's pose before rolling up, sitting into hero pose. From here, scoot yourself up to the top of the mat and find Badaknasana, soles of the feet together, knees open. I'm going to face you so you can see. And just spend a few rounds of breath here, allowing the hips to open, the knees to feel heavy. Relax the shoulders, open the heart. Inhale, lift the chin, open the throat. Exhale, finding cat again, curling in, tucking the chin. Inhale, pull the heart open, look up, expand. Exhale, curl it in, hug it in. Inhale to expand. Stay here once you've found the fullest expression of your cow posture. Breathe, drop the head back if it's okay for your neck. And on an inhale, coming back to neutral spine. From here, we're going to gently make our way to pigeon posture. So starting with the right leg, bring that parallel to the mat. You lean over to the right. So right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. We're going to walk that left leg back behind us. Straight back like a tail. Now, if you've got a lot of space here, like I do, you can prop that up. You can use blocks to help find your lift. Or you can also bring that heel closer in, kind of like it's up against the crease of your left leg. So you do want to stay lifted, so don't lower onto that right hip. So find what works. And then find a little lift. So use yourself to lift yourself up. Maybe you spend a few rounds of breath doing that. And you can use your blocks for support. Scissoring the legs together to lift yourself up. Exhaling down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, kind of lowering it back down. Okay, plant your hands. Make sure your back leg is long behind you. And then we're going to begin to bend into that left knee and draw the foot back. Taking that left arm, I'm going to reach back for that left foot. And spend a few breaths here. Still find that lift, so still hug it, and you should be able to lift yourself up to support, even if you need a block to hold on or hold on to your knee here or your thigh. Exhale, release. Now you can lower to that right hip and come back to our Badaknasana. We're going to take that same thing on the other side and then try out King Pigeon Pose. Slowly making our way there. If that was enough for you, maybe you stay there. Maybe you find your way to Shavasana and call it quits for the day. This is your practice. Please use this as a guide, as an exploration. When you're ready to try the other side, bring the left shin parallel to the top of the mat. Bringing that right leg back behind you. Lifting up. Exhaling, lowering down. Gathering that energy up from the earth. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Scissoring the legs together. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring your hands down in front. And then begin to bend into that right knee, lifting the right toes off the mat. Hold yourself up with that left leg. Reach the right arm back. Grabbing onto your foot. Strap is also right there for you. And then find that lift as you reach back for that foot. Breathe. Focus the breath wherever this feels most difficult for you. One more inhale and exhale. Gently release. Shift the hips to the left. Come back to your bound angle pose. Big breath in, open mouth, exhale. Bring the knees together. Curl into a ball, hugging into yourself. Take a breath here. When you're ready, inhale, lift the gaze. Prop your hands up behind you. Take a little windshield wiper left and right. Breath out. And if you're ready to try King Pigeon, feel free to follow along. If you prefer to just kind of relax into a similar hip opener, you can take Pigeon Pose, 90, or Deer Pose rather, variation. Taking a 90-degree angle with both legs, still keeping that open heartedness, that open lift, and releasing the heart forward, or working on maybe walking the hands back together and opening the heart here. So that's another option. For King Pigeon, we'll start with the right leg in front. Left leg comes back behind you. Maybe with your strap, you want to help yourself get set up by already hooking that strap around that foot and setting it down next to you on the right. Okay, so shin either parallel to the top of the mat, maybe propping up spaces or walking that right heel in towards the crease of the left leg. Wherever you're at, find that lift, make it active. And then just like we did in our standing posture, we're going to take the strap up behind us, bend the knee, walk the hands down the strap, find some lift, and open this, maybe lifting the gaze. Hug everything in. Full deep breaths. Give yourself some love in your head as you're doing this. You can do it wherever you're at. Gently release. Shift the hips to the right. Remove that little strap. And bring that left leg on top of the right for cow face pose. A little counter hip thing here. Sit up straight and breathe. Good, blink open the eyes. Bring the left shin down to the front of the mat. And we'll take king pigeon on the other side. Extending that right leg to the back of the mat now. Getting that strap around your toes. Take your time setting up. Find your lift. Grab your strap with both hands. If you need a little extra support, you can also bring one of your hands down to a block. Okay, being gentle, moving slowly, walking your hands down the strap. Keep that lift. Keep lifting up. Find your gaze. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Open heart, breathe. You've got this. Wherever you're at, that's where you're at. Breathe into it. It is enough. You are enough. One more inhale. Slowly release on the exhale. Shift the hips. Remove the strap. And bring that right knee on top of the left for our cow face legs, other side. So right leg is stacked on top of the left. Sitting up straight, relax the shoulders, breathe. Inhale to release, bringing both feet to the mat. Taking windshield wipers left and right, dropping the knees to one side and then the other. Making your way to your back. Hug the right knee in, extend the left leg long, wind removing pose. We're going to take it right to a twist. So with your left hand, gently guide that right knee across the body towards the left. Extend the right shoulder, the right arm long, let your gaze follow. Inhale back to center. And then with your right hand, just gently open that right knee. Back to center. Hug both knees in. This time, keeping the left knee hugged in. Extend the right leg long, wind removing pose. Pressing that left knee down, right leg long. And then guide your knee with the right hand across your body to the right. Left knee to the right. Left arm extends, gaze follows. Into a simple twist. Inhale back to center. Draw both knees in, wrap your forearms around your shins, straighten the spine, so tuck your chin, hug it in. Recrossing your ankles. And find happy baby, reaching between the knees, grabbing your toes, your ankles, lifting the heels. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, pressing the knees down, pulling the toes down with the feet, trying again to straighten your back, tuck the chin. Just the belly expanding between the thighs. And then release. Extend the legs up towards the sky, flatten the feet. Then slowly lower with straight legs to the floor. You can also prop yourself up with your hands, putting your hands onto your butt or keeping your knees bent if you've got some low back issues, focus on pressing the low belly towards the back, and the back pressing down towards the earth. So no space between the low back and the earth. That will help. Okay. Once you're down there, release. Bring the soles of the feet together, opening the knees. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Allow the breath to begin to slow again. Feeling the connections of heartbeat and respiration. Centers of the knowledge of the heart and the mind. Relax your jaw. And take a final inhale here. And as you exhale, release your hands, drawing the knees together. And heel toe the feet to the edges of the mat and allow the knees to gently fall in towards each other. Feel a nice opening in the sacrum. Good. Inhale, lift the knees, walk the feet back together. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Lift the forehead to your knees, wrapping your arms around the shins. Begin to rock up and down the spine, gaining some momentum until you can sit up. Or just gently roll over and press yourself up. We're going to take a forward fold. And the legs straight out in front of you, sitting up as straight as you can. Inhale, reach the arms up. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, fold. Reaching for your feet or your ankles. Being okay if they don't quite reach. Roll the shoulders back down the spine. Inhale, pull the heart forward, look up halfway. And then hinging at the hips. Lower the chest down towards the thighs. Release the gaze towards your knees. Breathe. On your inhale, begin to sit back up. And then lower on down to your back. If there's any final postures you'd like to take before closing out, feel free to move and groove, breathe however you'd like. I'm going to take another twist. But maybe you take another happy baby, maybe legs up the wall. Maybe you find a few moments of seated meditation. Wherever you find yourself, breathe quietly into that space. Honor your body's needs. When you're ready, release onto your back for Shavasana. Releasing the awareness of the breath. Allowing the eyes to soften. Giving yourself permission to just be in this space of peace and openness. Allowing the work of the physical body and the subtle body to permeate throughout your inward world, not just the physical body, but all of the healing benefits of the full practice of yoga. Often begin with asana, with physical practice. But as you'll experience, the longer you practice, these poses are just an entry point for something much deeper. So here in this rest, allow yourself to be open and grounded and at peace. Begin to deepen your breath. Allow yourself as much time as you need in Shavasana, or maybe a seated, quiet meditation. Take care. Move slowly whenever you are releasing from your practice. Remembering to be present in all moments of life, staying with yourself through the difficulties of life and the practice of yoga, these peak postures that we work into, we challenge ourselves with, we have fun with. These are all just practice for the challenging and exciting postures of life. Wish you well, and thank you for joining me on the mat today.